I'm going to call us Satish Chakravarti. Satish had a scholarship to Berkeley, but REC Trichy was so much fun, he didn't go the first time. And our next panelist is Sasikanth Senthil. He is a very popular person, but interestingly, his batchmates know him as Sujata's husband. So that's the tidbit. All right, so as we start, how many of you get up in the morning and really look forward to going into work? Put your hands up. Oh, good, not bad. We have 10, so we'll find more. So this is a group that does that every single day. So I'm going to ask you a question with which I want you to talk about your journey, but keep this answer to the question is how you will start. So, before that I have to say one thing. I'm so happy. So far, nobody in GAM has told me, oh, you graduated in 96. I was born that year. So I'm really happy to be here today. And now all of us have done two things. We have careers which probably others have not. When I say careers, it's not just doing something in a different field, but really embraced a different field. We also have a degree from REC Trichy. So which one was the accident?
Which one was the accident?
Was RECT an accident? Was your career an accident?
Oh, everything is accident in my life. REC was an accident. I didn't mean to be there. I landed up in some other college, and then finally I couldn't tolerate the toilets in those colleges, got transferred, and somebody said, you come to Trichy, that's closer to your house, so I got transferred and came here. The schools that I went to was an accident. My career choices were accident. I did civil engineering, hated land surveying like like nothing else, because I hated to get up in the morning. Land surveying, you always have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then one of my clients was an architect. He was telling me that I practice structural engineering. One of my friends was an architect. He had a tough job and he wanted a land surveyor. I said I would do it. Then I ran land surveying business for about 20 years. Then I did some international trading. Then I did some real estate. Then I accidentally landed up running a hospital because one of my friends was losing a lot of money running a hospital. But in the meanwhile, I accidentally picked up a book some 25 years ago that was talking about biohacking before the phrase biohacking was coined. I got very enamored by it. I've been reading about it. Then I started visiting medical conferences. With all of that put together, one fine day I realized that doctors are sitting on multi-trillion dollar opportunity, but then for some reason that I don't understand even today, they were blind to it. I thought they will continue to be blind for several more years. Then, accidentally landed up in healthcare, then accidentally started some business on that as well. Your accidents?
Oh, well, for me, in my case, REC was the accident, and right out of school. But technology and engineering was always a passion. But I started my education as a musician at the age of 5. So I was a well-taught musician by the time I came to college. And but actually, to be honest, Octagon is the place where I actually discovered my other alma mater, Berklee College of Music in Boston. And I wrote to the professor from Octagon, and they got back to me saying that, yeah, we liked your songs, and send a demo like this. And then I got a scholarship because of Octagon. I was able to communicate with the professors there. So I actually discovered my passion in the college, and I had wonderful friends.
People who are not very privileged, people who are struggling on a daily basis. So you learn a lot looking at and being with them. And so for me, I have never had this big fear about anything, in the sense, whatever happens, it happens. It happens with everybody. It'll happen with me also. I don't think if that thought comes in, then I think every day will be a problem.
Well, I guess probably one of the reasons I choose to do music, or anybody choosing their passion as a career, is because they don't they feel very little fear when they do that. They enjoy themselves, right? So you enjoy your job, and and when you're creating music, there's no question of fear. You're just having more fun than listening to music. So I guess, yeah, so fear is not a part of that equation.
Yeah, I have my fear is trivial, but it's personal. I'm probably not going to tell you guys. But rest of it, it's a very trivial fear. I almost solved it. But rest of it, I'm more or less like Sashi. I also think that some part of my brain doesn't work very well. And one of those parts is where you perceive risk. I don't perceive risk very well. And to make it worse, whenever I face a risky situation, the internal dialogue is, what's the worst thing that will happen? Yeah, this is the worst thing that will happen. Do I have to be on the street? It's okay, I can be there. What's the worst thing that will happen? I'll die? Yeah, big deal. So what? Why should I be worried about it? That's usually my internal language. So except for that one fear that I have, which I think I've almost addressed it, but the rest of things, that part of the brain doesn't work.
Fantastic. I think I'm the same as well, and I really resonate with what Sasikanth said, because in my work also I work with a lot of people from all walks of and all socioeconomic layers of life, and the more we get to see diverse people and the kind of struggles they have, it really shows how much privilege we all have and what kind of blessings we live with. All right, so before we go to the next question, Saravanan want to do a small experiment with the audience. Right? How many of these people are entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many of you are entrepreneurs?
How many of you are entrepreneurs?
Here on the panel too.
Okay. And how many of you feel young and look young and are entrepreneurs? I think you're right. So his logic was, if someone is an entrepreneur, they probably age much lesser than people who are not.
Yeah,
so
actually, yeah, this is fun logic. But then, what I also, this is not scientific, but what we were talking about before the panel started was, see, as engineers, we understand the difference between stress and strain. Stress is the amount of load that you put on the body, and strain is the amount of deformation the body goes through. The problem you have in life is strain management. It's not stress management. As long as the strain is small, the stress makes you stronger. And the entire stress research was done in 1930s on torturing lab rats, and then they took and applied it to office sitting. This is a period, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, were a period where the standard of research, interpretation, application was appalling. Today, if you look at it, you laugh. And people were given Nobel Prize for medical research that was done during this period, and today you just cannot use them. And one of them is this stress research. Somehow that sort of permeated the popular psychology, and we are all being told that you'll keel over and die if you take a little bit of psychological stress. And I think, again, what I'm saying is not scientific. I think today the world is going through a junk food era of stress. Like 100 years ago, we were all saying, it's so difficult for me to get a delicious food, so I have to make up one festival called Diwali and Pongal and have all the sweets. Today, every day the amount of calorie that you're taking, or at least the option that you have to eat, is more than what you used to have during Diwali and Pongals back then. We eat better than what a king used to eat like about 200 years ago. And that's because we said, look, the food has to be more delicious. But it's not nutritious. We have sacrificed delicious food for nutritious food. Same thing is happening with stress. We said, what? I want life to be more delicious because I don't want to take stress. It's like not going to the gym. We all understand, you go to the gym, you exercise, your biceps will become big. You take more stress, you look younger, right?
Yeah. So yeah, let's all hope that. So in kind of a closure, and I promised to a lot of people in the audience that we're going to keep this light and fun because we're getting close to we've had a lot of heavy sessions before. So what message do you want to leave audience with? If someone comes to you and says, you are my role model, I want to follow my dream, what would you want this person to not do?
The message REC gave, have fun, that's all.
No, but what do they want them to, what do you want them to not do?
What do you want them not to do?
What will you advise them against?
Not to do is to stay quiet and be serious. Please don't do that. Nothing is serious. I don't think anybody warrants the worry that you put into things. Of course, there are a lot of difficulties going in our lives, in everybody's life. But one theme that REC, I think, taught everybody, all of us, it actually showed what fun is in life, at least for me. You know, I don't think even I have seen the in our parlance we have different names. You know, psychos, all of them. I think when we came out of the college, we came with this phrase.
Name, yeah.
It was fun.
Well, if anybody is interested in a career in music, so what advice I would give them is...
Don't become a music director.
Don't be a music director, yes. Actually, that's good advice, because what my dad meant was, don't be a music director in films. You can be a wonderful musician. He told me that, you know, you're a smart engineer, you can go abroad. You can maybe do some albums with international music. He had a different musical vision for me. But for somebody who would follow my career path, what I would say is, maybe stay away a little bit and away from the distraction of social media as a musician, and first build a cocoon around yourself, a cocoon of music and great artists, and, you know, first blossom into a butterfly before you display your colors to the world. So don't do it too soon. So that's the advice.
Yeah. So before I tell you what you should not be doing, I don't think this is going to be applicable for everyone. So we are all, you know, we made this interesting. We are a different type of people because our brain is built differently. That's what I believe in. I think you can give me a little bit of benefit of doubt because this is what I do for a living. So this is what I don't want you to do. Don't try to be happy. Don't try to build a happy life for yourself. Build an interesting life for yourself. Happiness means nothing if a life is not interesting. That's it.
Yeah, what's life if there's no drama, right? So, awesome. We can probably take one or two questions from the audience, but only fun questions.
There's very less
Any
fun.
questions?
What's happening?
Yeah, there's one hand
Yes.
up here.
Yeah.
We go through some very serious sessions before this.
Sasikanth, this is a question for you. What is one thing that you hate being a politician, and what is one thing that you love being a politician? And are those two things the same for your wife as well?
Please come again. I had to listen to this very seriously because my wife is involved in this.
I said, what is one thing that you love being
Yeah.
a politician now, and what is one thing that you hate being a politician? And are those two things the same for your wife?
I think I know what my wife hates. But what do I love being a politician? You know, I have been very passionate about others. I have been very passionate about people, and my emotions are there, to be very frank. I don't have a very personal emotion. That's exactly what my wife hates. But my emotions are very much in the public realm. So I am like fish in the water when I am in public space, be an IAS officer or a politician or an activist, whatever I have been doing after college, and even in college. That's my discovery. So that's the best part, that you are in the space where you naturally belong to. And I absolutely hate nothing. You know, being a politician, you know, being in a political party, like any other organization, you have some pros and cons. And of course, when you leave yourself in front of the people for them to judge, for them to, you know, pass, you know, their comments and on your life, I think that part also I enjoy, because That's what it is. So I don't think there's absolutely anything that I hate about what I do in the public realm. But if I've been a private person, then probably everything about me I would have hated.
All right, any more questions? All right. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful session. We would like to honor
Thanks a
the
lot.
Thank you.
moderators as well as the speakers. I would request Mr. Manikantan, Vice President of RECAL, and Mr. Gopi Kalyan to come to the stage, please. And I would like to invite Dr. Uma as well as our Mr. Sasikanth Senthil as well to honor our ex-director.